Welcome everyone to a frigid Florida, Gainesville, where the feel-like temperature this morning was 14 degrees, but that hardly stopped the students, the rowdy reptiles, from braving the cold to see their red-hot Gators. It was 10 months ago, Florida shot its way to a national championship. A three-headed monster in the backcourt returned the Gators to the golden era. Championships are back. And now in 2026, they are rolling again. They've won 6 of their last 7, and they look like they could be the class of the SEC, this time with power and size. College basketball on ABC is presented by Principal. And inside the O-Dome, the temperature is already hot. Man, the water is boiling. Rival Alabama is in town trying to snap a 4-game losing streak against the Gators. The Tide has one of the best in college basketball, and that guy right there, the sharpshooter LeBaron Philon. But the big story, one-time member of the Tide, 3 years later, a member of the team again, former pro Charles Bediako. His return has been the talk of the sport. In fact, the sports world. Gators coach Todd Golden had his say a few days ago.
He was aware of what he was giving up by declaring to go to the draft. He stayed in past the date. That has always been, you stay in and you sign a contract, you're done. So I think this is a slippery slope.
You're going to play them a week from Sunday. Is it a distraction?
We're going to beat him anyways.
Like that?
If he plays, we'll beat him anyways.
He ignored the elephant in the room. Distraction or not, we can beat him anyway. We're going to be joined by the Hall of Famer Dick Vitale in a second. I'm Carl Ravitch. Of course, my partner is Jimmy Dykes. Bediako, as Seth Greenberg said on game day yesterday, he believes makes them a championship contender. You?
Well, in court, there's still a lot to be determined about Charles Bediako. On the court, there's a lot of answers from this guy. He has instantly made Alabama a better basketball player, Ravi. This is a 7-footer, been going up against pros the last 2.5 years. So the rim protection is obviously better with Charles Bediako on the floor. He's made 9 shots so far in 2 games. 5 of them have been off that dive, ball screen, lob action that he is so good at. 14 and white is a problem. If you're Florida, now you have to have additional ball screen coverage when he's on the floor. He's a roller out of those ball screens, not a pick and pop guy. He knows the Alabama system. He has adjusted quickly. Make no mistake about it. Alabama is a better team with Charles Bediako on the floor.
And in that little box, TRO, temporary restraining order. The next court day, Friday, February 6th, the NCAA will have attorneys there as well. Our partner, the Hall of Famer, is here. What an atmosphere and what an opportunity for Jimmy and I to spend some time with you, my man.
We appreciate so much, guys. You guys have been so good to me. Let me share this with you. You look at Florida, 4 games in a row they have beat Alabama. At average, it's unbelievable. 102.5 in those 4 wins. Number 2, they got the best home record in the SEC the last 3 years, 38-3. To win here today, Alabama has to play. You don't have to be a genius, go to Harvard, figure it out. They better play some defense, man. You can't give up 102 points to win.
We'll get your thoughts on Bediako as this game progresses. He just jumped center, and it's controlled by the Gators in their home white. Condon has been taking that shot lately. He gives it up this time. Xavier Lee in the paint, no good. The offensive rebounder in the country, the best is Ruben Chinyelu. He had to go in and out of his hands.
No doubt about it. They got the best front court in basketball, the Gators. They're going to need help from the perimeter people to make some shots. Auburn beat him the last time right here, and they beat him because they packed it inside and the guards didn't make perimeter shots.
Starting 5 is as healthy as this Alabama team has been all year. They've got everybody available, including that kid LeBaron Philon, a 3 to silence this crowd.
That's what they do better than anybody. Alabama's going to take 35 3-point shots a game on the average. You got to guard the ball first. Keep those paint touches to a minimum.
Well, they lead the SEC, Jimmy, 12.3 a game, and they're 3rd in the nation shooting threes.
Last year, Florida won a championship on their backcourt. This year, they have not shot the ball well at all from the outside.
You're right, Carl. Their backcourt last year, and that certainly helps right there. But their backcourt, 3 NBA players. Clayton, who was Mr. Clutch, and talk about certainly
Richard and Martin.
He's at Golden State.
You have to fight the dribble defensively when you play Alabama. Holloway, Philon getting the paint.
From the logo, fellas, no good. And look at Chinulu in traffic. Denied there by Bediako.
That was Jimmy's talking about. He brings a defensive presence inside, no doubt about that.
Missed his first shot.
Good job by Condon to come over with contact at the rim.
Alley-oop to Hout.
Great pass by Biggie Flag. Great pass. His floor game has been terrific. If he could just add making some shots, it would really help.
Philon penetrates a little too strong. Bediako, the offensive board.
Yeah, Bediako, he can get his rebounds and he can get your rebounds.
He can get my rebounds,
too. He can get your rebounds, Coach. Uh-oh.
Holloway to the floor. Bediako is 0 for 2, but he grabbed another one.
.53% of the shots on the Alabama are from the three.
There's Fland.
Great start for Boogie Fland.
Can't give up easy layups like that. Turn over and do a layup. Got to protect the ball.
Holloway to Sherrill. It gets it back. The extra pass. Another battle, another offensive rebound, and they got a two-headed monster with Sherrill and Bediako.
Yeah, you got to go blow for blow with Florida on that glass. That's the number one key, talking to Nate Oates last night at practice. Can we hang in this game when the ball's shot?
Chinulu one-on-one, Bediako. Denied there. Bediako's second block.
Nate Oates, watch the Auburn game. He knows, shrink that court and make Florida play through contact.
Holloway hard to the basket, gets that nice touch.
He's got such shooting touch from the perimeter, man. He can really get in fire. First 4 games this year, he went nuts, make threes, 50-something%.
I mean, there's no reason for Alabama to get stretched out defensively early in this game. Shrink that court and force Florida to beat you from the perimeter.
Well, that's what Auburn did. That's how
doubt.
Auburn got the win. Coach Pearl did a great job.
Condon no good. You wonder about the size there. Impact that shot from Condon, and already 2 blocks. Reitzel off a game in which he had 7 threes, launched an air ball.
That makes 7. He deserves 1 air ball.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, look at those red jerseys all inside that three-point line.
Houk will shoot it.
There's the answer. There's the answer. That kid shoots that ball with guts as much as anything.
Tell you one thing, them big guys can flat out play. Coach Oates told me yesterday on the phone, he said they have dominated us inside, but that's where Bediako comes in now to make a difference there.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to get the call against Philon there, our 3 officials, and that was called by KB Burnett.
Well, we knew coming in this ball game it was going to be all gas, no brakes, both sides. And Thomas Houk, most versatile player, I think, in this league, gets it on that left side for that rim run. And the three-point shot by Tendon White. Rise, release, rotation. Big-time result for Florida early.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. Okay, so the first one, I spoke to him, showed up at 7 a.m. yesterday to get a band to then get in line today, and they finally let him in. The first 500 are all sitting right behind us, Jimmy.
Yeah, Rabbi talked about Alabama. 53% of Alabama's shots on the year are from the three-point line. You look at the numbers right there. What's significant about this? No national champion has ever taken more than 50% of their shots from the three-point line. So if Alabama's going to do it with this formula going forward, they'll be the first to ever do it. Bottom line today, if you're Florida, you guard the ball, you're also guarding the three. You cannot let Alabama, coach, go by you on the bounce and start shooting those spray threes. And that's a big, big part of this game defensively for the home team.
Tell you one thing before the game, Todd Golden brought his son to meet me, Jacob, 9 years old.
He's undefeated, right?
He said, Dick, that's a jump shot right there. They'll start making those perimeter shots. It'll be a long afternoon for Bama. But let me say this. He said, you know what? My son, Jacob, wants to play for Alabama. He loves the way they shoot the threes.
And maybe they'll be the first, as Jimmy said, to do that. That was Klavshar, who's just into the game to knock one down. Holloway's as good as there is, and he's warming up.
And he can do it from different ways, Rav. He's got the turn threes, the side steps, the ball fake. The best shooter in the country, I think, when he's healthy.
Condon's got hand-locked in his teammate down there to try to clean up any ball that misses, but against the friendly roll.
That's size plus talent. They're not just size. They're very talented. Great footwork,
no
great
doubt.
touch, and very active.
Holloway looking to get the foul. He didn't get a call, but Bediako has got 3 offensive rebounds already.
And 2 of those have been way outside of his area.
That's what they'll do all game, is shoot threes. This time it ends up in the hand of Houck.
Houck's a terrific talent. You talk about versatility. Stock is rising, baby. Like your stock, Carl. It's rising. Help my raise.
Fland is off to the left.
You have to take some of those today if you're Florida because of Alabama drop coverage. Those guards are going to have some open 15-footers.
The depth of Alabama. Amari and on the floor. Bowen on the foul. Holloway extended that arm, cleared some space. What a for Aiden Holloway with 7.
He likes big games. He really likes the big spotlight.
Houck's got a chance for 3. Boy, Boogie Fland set that up. That's a difficult pass, and he threaded the needle.
Yeah, Boogie Fland, like a 25 assists and 7 turnovers the last 5 games. Thomas Houck's motor is nonstop. This dude sprinted to that far corner and made a play out of the corner. The timing on the cut, a violent scoring cut by Tenen White.
Tell you talking about Houck and Chitty Lou and Con. I mean, there are teams that can't put that front court together like that. That is dynamite.
Yeah, Michigan is in that same
Michigan
conversation as well, Coach. I think they are.
Yeah, the kid Yaxel is unbelievable. The kid they have.
Adai Mara, Morez Johnson.
They were really terrific in the second half, late in the second half against Michigan State.
No doubt.
The Gators lead the nation in every one of those categories when it comes to rebounding.
Historical. Ken Palm right now says Florida's tracking to be the best rebounding team per 100 possessions since 1985. That's how good they are.
Isaiah Brown
I
in
was
the game.
living there.
You're calling the game, Coach.
In your prime back then. You're still in your prime. Sherrill, big-time advantage height-wise. Houck came way over to help, and they ended up landing on Sherrill's neck. How about the springs on Houck as he came over to try to block that
it with
shot.
his waist.
All right, fellas, big Monday's coming up, and this is a good one. Syracuse, North Carolina. We all love the way that Hubert Davis team playing. And then Kansas and Texas Tech, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Both games available on the all-new ESPN app. How good is Kansas going to be when this is all said and done?
Well, Peterson, if he's healthy, first half he was unbelievable yesterday. Our guys called it Jay and Dan Sherman. He was terrific. I think he had 18 at the half. They're up 20, and he hardly played the second half. He clamped up again. They need him. He takes him to another level. I think he's going to be the first player in the NBA draft.
Peterson, he just moves different when he's healthy.
Florida red-hot fellas from the field shooting almost 60%, but Fland threw an air ball, claiming he got hit on the arm from behind by Philon Jr., but that is not the call. There's one guy who believes that Bediako, after the hearing on the 6th, is going to retain his eligibility. That's Nate Oates.
Well, since he was hired, Nate Oates has won more games in the SEC than anybody with 79 coming in. I mean, he has flipped that Alabama program as well as you could.
I've had a great 7 years, man. 2 times he won both.
Fland does it
SEC
again.
title, up and away, steal. They've given up a couple of those, Jimmy. They've given up a couple of those. You got to protect that ball.
Fland just blew that pass up, and they're going to get looks like a hold on Klavshar.
I think this is interesting. Florida last year this time was the #1 team in the country. Their numbers right now in terms of offensive and defensive efficiencies are actually better. Boogie Fland has made this Florida team so tough on the defensive end. Active hands, he's tough, he's low, he's strong, great instincts.
Yeah, he was a big-time player coming out of high school. Went to John Calipari, had some injuries. Bottom line is, he's a key to this team. He really is a key to this team. Their goal is one thing, national
Reds on the
championship.
ground. Xavier Lee wraps him up. Jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Alabama.
Florida is the number 8 defensive team in the country. They hammer you inside with big bodies. They're hard to screen because those big bodies just run through screens. And Lee and Clapshaw and Flan are really starting to heat up that ball and contain it.
You know, and they were big-time recruits.
They were not.
They were not. They wouldn't. I think the first team to win a national championship without a player in the top 100.
Another turnover. 3-on-1. Look out.
Chinyelu and Brown. Oh, they blew that baby.
Chinyelu looked over at Brown, wondered if you're wearing a red shirt or a white shirt.
Wow.
That's a chance for 4 for Phylon. And a very bad 30 seconds for Isaiah Brown, who took an alley-oop away from Chinyelu and fouled the three-point shooter.
Yeah, what a turnaround.
6-point swing, possibly with 4 on this end and gave up 2 on the other. Boy, Florida, their team speed, it jumps off on film. It really jumps out setting courtside. They flood the floor with 5 guys that can run, but a little lack of communication. You've got to communicate when you're running side by side. Say, hey, I got it, back off. And Phylon, bam, with a hammer. Big turn.
6-point
right
turnaround.
You're watching the SEC on ABC. Florida has won 4 in a row in the series. Todd Golden's been phenomenal in his 4 years here. 9-1 wins against 39 losses. Of course, the national title last season. And they do it with their size, rebounding 109 blocks as well, Dickie.
The first time I did a game, he was involved. He's coaching San Francisco. Young coach against a great Gonzaga team. And I said in that game, there's no doubt in my mind that this guy is going to be a big-time coach. Man, he made me look Ray for once in my life.
Why did you say that? What did you see in him?
Communication ability, the way he controlled the game, his whole personality, communicator, all the facets you'd like in a leader.
How too strong, and that's an Alabama rebound.
Well, that was a big turnover on that dunk. What a turnaround that was, missing that dunk into the 4. I mean, that's a 6-point play.
London Jemison into the game, missed a layup, and another rebound for Chinyelu. They dump it down low. He's got Jemison on him, and Condon works his way to an easy one.
That is so hard because Alabama is playing in heavy drop coverage. That pass was
still
finessed so well. Yes.
Still are efficient in terms of the high-low. They got high-low entry.
Oh, Bediako couldn't finish with one hand. Foul here underneath. And it's going to be called against the Gators. Owen Short underneath.
A staple in Alabama's defense is heavy drop coverage. And Bediako is dropping right in front of that restricted arc. But again, that interior passing, Chinyelu to Condon, 6'11 to 6'10. And then it's length and strength of Condon that ultimately wins the battle at the rim.
They called that foul on that guy, Alex Condon.
Trying to tap in. It was just a
Boy, Bediako, you talk about using all parts of the rim, gets the free throw to go. Bediako made 9 of 10 free throws in this last game against Missouri when he started. 14 points to go with those.
Randy, he's a better player. He's a better free throw shooter. He's got better control over his body. He plays on balance much more than he did. And again, 2.5 years of going up against pros every day, your game should grow. But
you know, you mentioned Bediako. I'm going to have my little opinion about the whole scenario. The bottom line is you have a rule book, and the rule book says, according to the rules of the NCAA, he is ineligible. However, the court system said no, he can play. And you can't blame a coach when somebody says he can play a 7-footer. You can't blame a coach wanting to play him if they say he can play. So that's no problem.
He may have been involved in affecting the shot from Houck there, and then he went to the ground down on the offensive end.
the other problem is until the NCAA gets some type of legal coverage, it's going to continue. Case to case, player to player, team to team. The chaos is going to continue.
It is going to continue. You know, the bottom line is, though, he went through the whole process. College allows. Get an agent, be able to analyze and evaluate where you're going to be drafted. You can play the combine. You can do all those things. And he did every one of them. He did every one of them. And he found out, number one, that, you know, he's still deciding to go to the NBA.
The timeline for him, he played for a few years, 21 to 23, went into the draft, didn't get drafted, but eventually signed a two-way contract. That's one of the red line items, a two-way contract, NBA, played in the G League, last one February 17th. And he got that temporary restraining order from a judge who we found out later was a booster for Alabama, who has since been recused the case. Again, the next quarter when this can become maybe decided will be Friday the 6th of February.
And in that case, the NCAA is going to have a legal team state their case while it's in violation of the NCAA rules. They did not get a chance to speak in terms of the first session.
Back to the game here, penetration and a nice little finger roll in there by, again, the depth. That's Amari Allen, who missed the last game.
He does a little bit of everything. I'm not so sure Allen's not going to be a pro next year. He's 6'6", and play the point guard, plays through contact, and a lockdown defender for Bama.
In and out.
He's a multi-talented player. He's a tremendous scholastic star. He was injured, and he's back for action. First time since the 17th of January.
Reitzel wants to do it again, and that one was online, just a little strong. Klabshar will pick up another foul on a three-point shot.
You can't lose your discipline for those Alabama three-point shooters. They're so good and crafty at side steps, understanding how to draw contact as a three-point shooter. I will say this, I hope we go in the motion of the Kawhi Leonard rule that happened in NBA playoffs in 2017. We have to start protecting the feet of the shooters greater than we do. I think those type of fouls could be an F1 going forward, or should be.
As long as they're not kicking their feet out, right?
As long as they're not kicking their feet out. And Alabama guards are awful crafty. Holloway, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I see why Todd Golden is arguing, because that shooter doesn't have any more right to get outside of his cylinder than the defender getting into it. And that's exactly what Todd Golden is barking at.
Todd Golden was a heck of a guard down there at St. Mary's, California. Was a terrific guard. So good, he led the, I think it's the record down there in terms of free throw shoot, 85%. He was top 10 in our program in the history of their basketball. They got a heck of a program. Lost a tough game to Gonzaga last night. But hey, let me, Todd Golden was a player. Then he worked also for Bruce Pearl 2 years. So this guy's been around.
15, Williamson into the game. He gets hand-locked in underneath. 22-20, Florida's missed its last 5 field goal attempts. Condon, pretty spin move on the baseline.
That's a big-time move. That's a big-time move. That's Hubie Brown in the clinic talking about how to make the drop step, go to the baseline, and score. What a big-time performer.
Williamson sets the screen. Holloway bangs it off the backboard. And a big scrum on the floor. Who's got it? Hand-Lockton's down there along with Williamson. It'll be Florida basketball.
Well, Condon is starting to hammer away on the inside. Very patient. Alabama is stunning, and they're not going to come until he puts that ball on the deck. But that helps coming from the top side. He just spins right off of it. The quickness of the shoulders just whips Sherrill right there.
And the drop step.
Yeah,
the great drop step that he locks up that foot on the baseline and gets that deuce.
They call him Kondo from Australia. Walked in just and said, "Hey, mate, how are you today?"
Each team shooting over 40% to start. Alabama, half their shots have been three-point field goals. 8 of their 17. They've made 3 of them.
What's new?
Right. Alley-oop. Easy one.
High low again. You know what? Nate Oates has done a great job. There's no question. 2 times he's won the conference championship. 2 times the tournament championship. You know what I would do if I were him? There's a guy that's available coaching. Why not go down to Alabama, walk down the halls, and say hello to Nick Saban and say, Nick, I want you, Nick, to coach our defense. Coach our defense.
Man, Florida, they are lethal in a naked corner, 2-man game. There's no other player in that far corner, and it allows Condon to just roll off of it. Look at the eyes make the contact with Howe. Beautiful play by Tenon White to 21.
There isn't one thing makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it just means more.
Kevin and Malcolm in studio. Best way to get out of a slump? Huck, shoot your way out like Braden Smith.
Well, you know he can assist, but he's dangerous right here. That's deep range. Good sign for Purdue on the road, looking to get back in the win column.
Oilers struggling, Ravi, but up by 15.
Amazing. Thank you very much, KC. We'll see you guys at the half back here, 24-22. Jimmy Dykes, Dick Vitale, Hall of Famer, Carl Ravitch.
I love how Florida interior screens run another 3 and wide is hand locked and right there inside the restricted arc. And watch what he does on this lob play. He's going to move his defender, boom, just out of the action, win that war from the waist down, and that frees up Condon. Normally we use that screen for drivers, but Florida, they go to the next level and use it for two-man plays and lob plays. So good, so physical are that Florida front line.
Should have been a foul. Should have been a foul. Are you kidding me?
Don't tell Nate Oates that, or Todd Golden. It's a physical league.
One way to combat Alabama's size is to go size of your own.
What a pass! I can't believe what I just witnessed. That was a pass I've seen all year.
Condon was a point guard when he was our size, and man, he's been outstanding. They run everything through him.
What an incredible backdoor play, Jim.
Out of timeout.
A wide open Holloway 3 is a layup for him.
Yeah, you can't leave him open. You can't leave him up. You're right, Corral. That's like a layup to that kid.
Double figure score now with 10. The only guy there, Lee. Pretty play, and
Hadlockton did it. Same thing. Another screen assist by Florida's bigs.
Got to guard people, Jimmy. You got to guard people. 2 easy baskets. Scoring too easily.
Your chest matters defensively in this game.
Reitzel, that's better. Had 7 the other day, and he knocks down 1 there. What a catch by Condon.
What a pass. Wow. To Condon.
We're seeing some great basketball out here in terms of skill-wise and performance, efficiency. Very effective.
Kind of shades of what Michigan does to you. You score on them, and their bigs get out and attack that rim on the other end.
Philon one-on-one in the corner with Fland. And he knows those bigs are lurking, so he's going to pass it back out.
What a job by Boogie Fland.
Boogie Fland did a great job defensively. What a terrific job.
You cannot fight any harder than Fland just did defensively.
Bediako, is that a goaltend? It is.
Where the last 3 Florida hoops have been executed at a high level. You take that guy high, coach, and burn that pressure off out of the timeout. I mean, Xavier Lee comes off of it again. There's that highway screen by Hadlockton, whatever you want to call it, Gortok, but Florida is so good at just carving out space and driving down the highway for those easy layups.
Let me say this. Watching the action here this afternoon, there's no doubt in my mind both the clubs are going to be legit contenders in terms of battling big time. Yeah, especially if Bediako was that hearing on Friday. I'm telling you, he does bring a dimension to that team.
He does. And he's been on the bench the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Now they're really deep, and as we said, this is the first time they've been healthy, and there he is, Dickie B.
I believe that's his 7th dunk now in 2.5 games off that ball screen roll action.
Well, he came back from an injury.
Yeah, well, Alabama did not have that until Bediako became eligible.
Condon screens for Houck, and there's a whistle. It's underneath.
This is what Alabama has lacked prior to Bediako being cleared to play. He's going to set that dribble handoff, and bam, he dives right of it. He's all up 7 feet, but he gets his eyes on that passer, doesn't waste time with wasted footwork, and a beautiful job by Nate Oates to reverse that basketball from 1/3 to the other and let Bediako get a rim run.
Bediako whistle for his first foul. Fland protects with his body. Too strong. Xavier Lee, good. You talk about chest. He chested up there on Allen. Bediako buried underneath, threw it off Chinnery, but it stayed in bounds.
Strength beat length.
Oh boy, Allen didn't look like he got much, but he is whistled for the foul on the arm. Says Owen Short. Hey guys, tomorrow night we got a Play for K women's basketball doubleheader on ESPN2. 6 and 8. Started early, North Carolina, NC State, and then South Carolina will take on Texas A&M. South Carolina, number 3 in the country. Both games available on the all-new ESPN app.
Man, think about the SEC in women's basketball. The 7 of the top 16 overall seeds right now being projected come out of that league. Texas a 1 seed, South Carolina a 1 seed, and LSU a 2 seed, Tennessee a 4 seed, Ole Miss. Man, are they lit up this year on that women's game.
Just what the men did last year.
No doubt.
The SEC, man, they just produced athletes and coaches and talent in all areas.
There's a top 10, Jimmy, coming up next on ABC. You got Oklahoma and Texas.
Talked to Vic Schaefer last night, the head coach at Texas. He said, my biggest concern, Oklahoma, 60% of their shots on the year are within the first 10 seconds. We've got to get our tails back defensively. That will be one heck of a ball game coming up.
Good hands by Hauk. 10 on the shot clock for Philon. Shifty, Hauk wouldn't go anywhere.
Hauk stayed right with the man, used his size there. Because Philon's a terrific offensive player.
Boogie a blow by, that's no good. Now watch out, here comes Alabama. Houston Malek got by Chinyalu. He threw it to Bediako, who had his back turned. Oh, wow! How did he do that?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, baby.
He is a first-round pick. That could end up a lottery pick.
Yeah, Malek, no good. Look at the hands. Chinyalu rips it down. Hauk in double figures with 10. As we go under 4 in the first half.
Strength versus length right now. Chinyalu with Bediako.
Isaiah Brown not afraid of contact. He goes right at Sherrill.
You've got to win the collisions at the rim in this league, and Florida has won more so far.
Say Isaiah Brown right there with a deuce.
Philon's floater and ball. They have a chance to add to their biggest lead, currently 8.
Look at the points in the paint in the game.
Wow. Does it all. Does it all, Carl. Does it all. Multi-talented. Mr. Hauk.
Offensive foul is going to be called on Alabama. And the momentum is all Florida right now. The O-Dome's roof in danger of being blown off. Take a look at Fland, and how in the world did Hauk avoid having that one picked? A little Houdini act from Hauk. And then he goes for a 3-ball. He's got 13 points made, 5 and 9. And the Gators chomp right now, up 11 over the Tide.
Kev, Huck and Coach coming up at the half. We'll check in on Purdue trying to snap a 3-game skid, plus the headlines from a terrific Saturday. Huck, I can't believe I'm asking this. Is the pace too fast for Alabama?
Well, credit is for the defense. Their defense set up by Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland. They're creating offense with their defense. Right now, 10 points off of turnovers. It's hard for Alabama to run because they're not getting stops. Florida's doing a great job creating offense with that defense.
And Florida's got 30 of their 41 points are in the paint. They're making the Alabama bigs move all over the floor, transition out on the perimeter, and they're attacking them inside. They've got to continue to do that through the rest of this half. And there's got to be some adjustments made on Alabama with defending the pick and roll.
Retained possession because they were in control. It'll be their ball on the sideline at the 28-foot mark.
So you heard that double foul, 14 and 0. So that's Bediako and, of course, Fland for Florida. Bediako now has 2 personal fouls. So does Amari Allen. And take a look at Florida. A significant number here. Bediako back. Impacts, as you said, rim runner, rim protector. 30-10 in the paint. And 12-0 on the fast break. The other stat we haven't yet talked about, fellas, 0 turnovers for Florida. 0-8 for Alabama.
That's unbelievable. That is really an incredible stat. Unbelievable, no turnovers.
And they're sharing the sugar pretty well. 12 assists. Sherrill get deep, and he's got a chance. He draws contact on Hauk.
Well, he's got talent.
Yeah, it goes right at the mismatch. Hauk got crossed over. It should have been Chinyalu on Sherrill, but
he's agile, he's mobile, and he's not fragile.
He is not. Look at Sherrill. I mean, talk about a pick and pop threat, which he is, but this is a big load as well, and he just goes right through the chin of Thomas Hauk. We should not be surprised by Florida's dominance in the paint. The reason why I say that, they are top 10 in the country in the number of shots they take 4 feet and in. And on those shots, Ravi, 70%.
Yeah.
That's their make rate.
Yep.
It's a pretty good percentage.
No doubt.
Should be even higher with the 4 feet from the goal.
Yeah, no, it should, Coach.
Hauk a little too strong, up and out.
Hey, let me say this, too. You know, these teams, the reason you know they're good is, you know, Florida's 15-6. Their record doesn't look super. They lost 3 games early to Arizona, Duke, Connecticut, 3 top 4 teams. Every one of those games came to the last possessions. Then you get to, right now, you look at certainly Alabama, number 1 in the country, playing the toughest schedule in America, and they lost to a lot of top clubs early in the season.
And Phylon coming on the baseline there was Jemison, and it looked like there was a hesitation as Brown throws it up. He will go to the free throw line. Let's go back to your point too, Dickie V, about the Gators. This was a transition year from the backcourt you mentioned to being front court focused.
Yeah.
It takes some time.
3 NBA players last year in their backcourt.
Yeah.
And Clayton was off the charts. He became, which really shocked me, I didn't know this, the first player in Florida basketball history to be a first-team All-American. Did you know that? I did not know that. First-team All-American.
So
they never had a first-team All-American.
Amazing. Think about big picture-wise. A year ago at this time, February 1, to me, and it kind of played out that way, Houston, Duke, Florida, and Auburn were the best 4 teams in the country. They had separated from the pack. Not the case this year. There's 10, 12, 13 teams that I think are going to be right there in that fight for that national title game. Nate Oates and Todd Golden both agreed with me yesterday. We were talking about it. A great, great march coming up for this sport.
Always great. Always great. You don't want to mess with that.
Good.
Doing things. Come on. Leave it alone. It's the greatest thing we got. He's not much, man.
Seal off.
Yeah, Klapshar missed an easy one, though. That lane was wide open. Flan impacts another one. Oh, Handlock, he just came in like a bulldozer. Now you can hear by the roar of the crowd which way that ball's going.
Yeah, tell you one thing, when Flan plays so hard, he really does. He really plays hard.
How about Handlockton on Millette here at the end of it?
Well, you have to protect guys in loose ball scrambles, and this is just body on body coming from behind. Easily could have been called a foul.
You think?
Yeah, to your point about Boogie Flan, the Jovic kid from Auburn plays extremely hard in this league. Amari Evans from Tennessee plays extremely hard in this league. Thomas Hauk has a motor. The Vocatitis kid at Texas. There's 5 or 6 that just play a little bit harder than other dudes.
Chinyalu, quiet so far with just 2. He works on Williamson, and it's short.
He made the top 25 in terms of the Naismith defensive list. So did the kid at Vandy, Tanner.
He's terrific, Coach.
Yeah, he's terrific.
We saw him Tuesday. They put a whooping on Kentucky, and Kentucky bounced back yesterday, and Bud Walton in a big one.
In a big, big way. Millette short, and Klapshar grabs it. We got a minute to go in the first half. Florida by 6. Condon and Flan, the little 2-man game. Boy, he threw it up just so strong, maybe between a backboard and a floater.
And that's what that drop coverage does for Alabama. It gets those guards at that 10 to 12 foot mark, a little bit of indecisiveness. I think this call's going to get overturned.
You know, I talked recently, in fact yesterday, to Kevin Brockway, he's the beat writer, and he told me that the 2 guards are doing a better job than people believe in wearing that Florida uniform in terms of lead.
Land and Lee.
Yeah. Land. They know their roles. They're not great shooters. They have a great floor game. They defend. They do really, you know, some real things. And he said the front court has been unbelievable.
They got 6 big shoes to speaking of big shoes. Condon
And it's so good to dribble his spot and own his state. 10 feet
Can't
down.
make that turn over the left shoulder.
Double figures for Condon.
Man, it's the field days for him.
He got 10. Pylon, a lot of dribbling. Look at Chinyalu. What a clinic. He's doing it again with Reitzel. What a job, Ruben Chinyalu. Wow. He is the best defender in all of college basketball. I said it last week when we were here. You cannot do it any better than Ruben Chinyalu. He's taken all of Baron Pylon, then he gets switched off to Reitzel. He's low, he's strong, he's tough, and he's just as quick. That is the best defender in a college game, night and white.
That's why he's on that list. He is really a tenacious defender. You're right, Jimmy. The kid can really defend.
You can tell the amount of pride that he has and how much he worked in the offseason when last year went into that NBA, try to figure out what do I have here. They told him you got some work to do, and he worked his butt off.
You know what he is? He's that 5-star left tackle that you have to have in this league in football. They just do all the stuff that we don't really talk about, but man, does he do it at a high level. He can play left tackle in this league, by the way.
Gators can use him in football. But you know, really, when you think about it, that's what he did in terms of evaluation. They told him to come back after the NBA assessment. And Bediako had that same opportunity. He did all the things that the NCAA required. He got an agent, he got evaluated, he got assessed. These people could talk to the NBA, where is his status? They told him he's not going to be, the draft kind of player, but he decided to come back. And my feeling is very simple. If you're part of an organization, you got to follow the rules and the regulations in that manual. It says ineligible because he signed professionally. They don't want to honor it. They go to court and they're going to have to battle.
So they call it out, 6.9 to go. They'll inbounds the ball. They've outscored them in the paint 32-12, and Florida has not committed a turnover.
That's hard in this pacing game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is really an incredible stat.
See what they draw up here in the final 5 seconds. Condon got banged. That's not what they drew up.
Not a foul you want there.
Such a smart play by Florida in a short clock to get that ball in the hands of Boogie Flan. And the pass ahead to Condon. And he goes to pivot, and Boogie Flan cut right off his tail and put that defender in a bad spot, and it gets Florida to that free throw strike.
Florida from the free throw strike today, 4 of 5. Condon's having a very, very good bounce back couple of games off of that Vanderbilt effort.
Let me say this, Carl. I really believe, I can't believe actually what we're watching. Not a turnover, a game at this pace. The game in a pace, you play a fast-paced game like that, you expect a guy to throw a bad pass, etc. That's an incredible stat.
He now adds another point to his total. He was very good in that 47-point win over South Carolina.
I was watching film with the Florida Gators, and Todd Golden told his guys, let's just continue to hit singles. We have to be nails defensively, rebounding, and taking care of that ball. And that is Florida's formula for success right now.
And he has not taken a three-point shot. He now leads the team with 14 this half.
They do whatever they wanted in that game against South Carolina. I mean, the competition in terms of their talent level to South Carolina was night and day.
Florida scored 95 points in that game, and the starting guards did not make a three. Right. That's how good they are inside that three-point line.
Well, they're doing it again today, certainly doing it inside. Our next one here, Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time on the SEC Network. It'll be A&M. At some point, we're going to have to give A&M and the Aggies and Buckyball credit for what they have done to lead the conference at 7-1 in the SEC.
They don't get any publicity at all.
None.
They don't get no notoriety. They just keep winning and winning and winning.
They're not a good story. They're a good basketball team is what they are. That buckyball pressure is the real deal right now.
Fellas, 3 of their next 4 games, though, Alabama, Florida, Vanderbilt. We'll really find out how good a team they are.
3 seconds, plenty of time for these Alabama guards.
I think they're
to get all the way to the rim. It's closer to 4. And
you win 2 of those, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. If you beat 2 of those 3, you will be 2 of those 4, yeah. All right, 3.7, down by 10.
Tell you one thing, basketball is exciting here, man. It really is.
Pylon. Oh, back iron, Alabama. and they are trailing by 10. Not only, fellas, did Florida not turn it over, they assisted on 12 of the 19 field goals that they made. An all-around very, very strong first-half performance by Thomas, Houck, and Condon. Combined, they got 27 of the 46. Back with the second half after our halftime report. The studio, Kevin Connors, Tom Crean, Malcolm Huckabee.
Ravi, we figured it would be someday in Gainesville, and boy, it has lived up to expectations. What a great first half. Welcome inside our college basketball studios alongside Malcolm Huckabee, Coach Tom Crean, Kevin Connors.
Sorry, Kevin, I'm mesmerized. This is unbelievable back here. Ruben Yulu, that is how you get drafted in the NBA or sign a free agent contract in the NFL. That is incredible.
Coach is jacked up right here about the D, and I agree with you.
It's unbelievable. Moving like that. I mean, that's big time. That says a lot about improvement. It's a lot about desire. It's a fantastic game.
2 points in that first half, 8 rebounds, and Chinyelu, the defense is what we're talking about here. Coach, how about the key to beating Alabama in the half court? What is it?
You got to go inside. I mean, you really do. You've got to move their bigs around. There's a reason they brought Charles Bediako in there, because their frontline defense is just not good enough. And he's a very stiff-legged player. He's actually in better condition than I thought he would be. But right now, Alex Condon, you get him going inside, gets the jump hook, gets deep post position on that. Again, Alex Condon kicks it back out. They're playing inside out. Great spin move, gets to the basket, but they're playing low. They're taking advantage. And watch this, the hands are down on Bediako. Lob dunk, fantastic job, 32 to 12 points in the paint so far in this game. They're playing inside out. They're pulling the bigs away from the rim, and they are pounding it inside on post-ups and ball screens every chance they get.
And this is the best front court in college basketball. I mean, Condon, Chinyelu, and you look at how the way that they play, they're mobile, and this is a bad matchup for any big, but Bediako is getting challenged right now. But I want to really give a shout-out to the backcourt of Florida. They've been playing well in terms of defensively. But Bediako, this is the reason why they went out and got him. Provides that rim protection and then a paint presence. First half, 4 points. I think the big thing, though, 3 blocks. He provides a presence. You have to be aware of him. He is going to be an elite rim protector as they move on. He adds a presence, as you said, Coach, that they didn't have prior to not having him.
Sure, and he had 1 offensive rebound in his 43 minutes. He's got 3 already today.
Ravi pointed it out. 12 assists for Florida. No turnovers in that first half. An incredible job offensively by the Gators. When we come back, we're coming off a Dynamite Saturday. The banner headlines of the day, including a Dynamite showdown in Fog Allen Fieldhouse next. We are back. Saturday headlines, really from the weekend. Huck, the icy post-game handshake notwithstanding, Michigan remained red hot.
Yeah, and Yaxel Lindenborg was great in this game. 26 points. He got to the free throw line, 13 of 15 from the free throw line. But I think the X factor, Elliot Cadeau, he has been balling. His last 5 games, 13 points per game, and he's shooting 46% from the three-point line. He has shot it extremely well, and he's taking care of the ball.
Friday night, a great way to get the weekend started. Arizona and Miami both got to 22-0 Saturday. Best starts in the history of both programs. 7th straight game, Travis Steele's Red Hawks have gone over 85 points. Arizona continues to show they are among the deepest teams in the game. Emotional night in Fayetteville, Coach. Cal against Kentucky and the biggest of the Mark Pope era.
Absolutely was. And they came out from the very beginning at Kentucky. Were locked in defensively. They were moving. This was a big-time shot to seal the game for Champ inside. Another great cut from Otegwe to get the basket, from Brandon Garrison. A huge win for Kentucky. They came in, established that they were going to be tough, and they got the job done.
And then Darren Peterson sat most of the second half with cramping, but when he played, he was dynamite. 20 points in all. A.J. DeBonsa had 17. Richie Saunders was electric, but Kansas held off BYU in a potential Big 12 championship game preview. DeBonsa with 17, Peterson with 18. Huge game for Kansas. They get Texas Tech on ESPN tomorrow night. Huck, Kansas playing as well as it had all season long. What's your big takeaway from Saturday?
Darren Peterson looks like the #1 pick in this year's upcoming NBA draft. He reminds me a little bit of a guy that you coached. I just, again, he's got a little bit of D Wade in him, and also Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. He is just so electric on the offensive end, but I think it's the other guys. 4 players in double digits for Kansas. Melvin Council, at the end of the game, he closed it out again with a huge bucket to pretty much seal this game. Defensively, I think that's going to be the key for Kansas. They're very good.
Flory Badunga was outstanding yesterday, defensively, running the floor, getting things done. But I like BYU, too. I mean, they figured it out. Richie Saunders had 24 points in the second half. They had to find ways to move him. You have to get him involved. They did a really good job of that. Robert Wright III played better. And A.J. DeBonsa is there's still meat on the bone for how good he can be defensively for that team and how good he can be getting downhill in the offense. And he's very, very hard to deal with anywhere, but especially go downhill.
And if you liked what you saw on Saturday, you can see Kansas on ESPN 9 Eastern tomorrow in Lubbock. What a scene that's going to be against Texas Tech. What a scene we've had in Gainesville. Thomas Houck headed to an NBA franchise near you, but not for lifting Florida to a double-digit halftime lead. Next year on ABC. Meantime, number 12 Purdue trying to put the brakes on a 3-game skid at Maryland. Huck, why not let the Big Ten all-time assist man go to work?
Well, he can do that right there. He's chasing the lead, but I've been impressed with his shooting. He's a guy that can step out beyond the arc. We don't talk enough about his scoring ability. Yes, he can assist, but he's one of the better scorers in college basketball as well.
Well, he's doing such a great job of operating in this game. The guards are playing well. It's a well-rounded game, and if you're a Purdue fan or Matt Painter, Fletcher Loyer with 5 of 7 from 3 at the half, which is exactly what you want to see.
Smith and Loyer have combined for 35. Aiden Holloway's been great. He's going to need to be better in the second half. Bama down 10. The second half from Gainesville is next.
College basketball here on ABC, presented by Principal, and the O-Dome has enjoyed a first half, really a near flawless first half, 46-36, as I am rejoined by Dick Vitale and Jimmy Dykes. We take a look at some of the numbers, and boy, one-sided inside the paint, the 9. A lot of people we talked to during that break amazed, Jimmy, on the 0 turnovers, but let's focus on the points in the paint.
Well, that's who Florida is, and they're going to come right at you. Todd Golden said, we don't care, Bediako or no Bediako, we're going to win this game. And so far, his guys have responded. How have they done it? They have gone right at the chin around the rim of this Alabama team, and they're not going to get away from it. This is how they're wired. Their DNA, their oxygen is scoring off those cuts and their bigs on the inside.
That's certainly not a shock at all. They dominate on the interior, and that's been the story of the case in their 4 wins. They've averaged 102.5 against Alabama, beating 4 straight times. And Coach told me yesterday, he said, we have not been able to handle their size. And there's another example. And think about this. Coach Golden said when Bediako was declared eligible, bring him on. We don't care.
We'll
We're going to beat him anyway.
Yeah. They're doing it so far.
We're going to beat him anyway.
There is Charles Bediako, and in the first half today, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Those 4 points came on 1 of 3 shooting, and he had 2 fouls.
Nate Oates and Todd Golden are cut from the same cloth. Had the scenario been reversed, Nate Oates would have said the same thing. Absolutely would.
His greatest asset, Bediako, to the team is protecting the rim and size. And that has not been a major, major factor here this afternoon.
They're going to get Xavier Lee right away here in the first 15 seconds with a grab and a foul on Holloway.
My buddy got all over me. He used to work in the NBA, Tim Kaine. Great guy. Played at Princeton. He said, you're not giving enough PR to Xavier Lee. He said he does everything right. He's a Princeton player. Those Princeton guys got a little sharp upstairs.
They're very proud. Yeah. They should be. Holloway led Alabama. He had 13 in the first half. No one else in double figures. In fact, Phylon with 6, the next highest scorer for Alabama.
Leads the conference in scoring.
Goes right at Lee, and he missed one.
Boy, Florida not afraid to switch 1 through 5 in this game so far. They've done it really well.
Because they're very athletic. They
yeah,
really
they are. Long.
Great footwork.
How good was Boogie Flan, kind of controlling things on both ends of the floor in the first half.
You're right, Rav, no question.
Lee no good, hustling for it. Condon, he just flat out beat Sherrill to it. And his first 3 of the day, no good.
He struggled shooting the three.
Yeah, that's just not who he is yet.
My buddy Kevin Brockway told me, the journalist here, he said, I think he wants to show the NBA he can make the threes.
Yeah.
But the numbers are really bad shooting the three.
Well, what he's shown him is he's 2 out of 20 in SEC play. That's not what you want to be showing people.
Sometimes guys hear announcers like us talking, can't do this, can't do that, and they want to prove it to you rather than stay with their strengths. Stay with their strengths.
Bad news, Alabama. Bediako has now got his 3rd personal. And it looks like there may be a review and or challenge. Jimmy, I know you like to think they're one and the same. There's certainly a conversation going on.
Yeah, there's a difference between challenges in the college and appeals, and we haven't been communicated with yet to know what it is. And Short's going to come over and tell me.
Uh-oh, here comes that. Striped shirt coming over, Jimmy.
Alabama head coach has elected to appeal.
So you heard it there.
The
We'll
call
take
on
a
the
break.
floor is a
Here you
common
go.
foul against 14 from Alabama. Alabama head coach is appealing for a potential flagrant foul. This will also serve.
You're watching the SEC here on ABC. Of course, the SEC all season long on ABC and ESPN. So Nate Oates has appealed it looking for a flagrant 1. And here is the official call. Jimmy, go ahead.
Well, Alabama challenged, saying that they thought there was an appeal that it's going to be an F1 on Chinyalu, but the officials come off of that monitor saying, no, we're going to stick with just a common foul on 14 in red, so Nate Oates will lose a timeout.
You can see the 2 of them doing battle underneath. Both of them had kind of elbows up high. Bediako, the bigger story, is now going to the bench with 3 fouls.
So, Ravi, it's an appeal, which is different than a coach's challenge. We've talked about it all year long. Coach's challenge involved.
Following review, the call is confirmed on 14 from Alabama. It was an unsuccessful appeal by Alabama. However, both teams still have unlimited appeals. This does not affect the challenge rule. It'll be a Florida ball on the baseline with 20 on the shot clock.
Well done by KB Burdett. You can continue to appeal, even if you don't have timeouts, which is interesting. And if you lose the appeal in that situation, administrative technical foul and free throws and the ball.
That's another thing that likely will be reviewed and changed in the offseason.
We don't need both. We don't need both appeals and challenges. It needs to all be under one umbrella.
And we don't really need an unlimited amount of them either. 4 on the shot clock for Lee. His fadeaway challenged, and it was a line drive. Look at Chinyalu. He is going to be fouled. Syracuse, North Carolina kicks things off as our Big Monday has Kansas and Texas Tech. The Big 12 has been such a formidable conference. You guys were talking about Michigan and its size. And obviously Arizona and what they've done all year long will be one of those teams. If there's any separation, Arizona's part of it.
Oh, Arizona.
If there's any.
They hung on against BYU, man. That game came down to the last minute. I think they were up 10 with about a minute to go. And, man, it went right down to the last shot. And BYU had a chance to win the game.
Robbie, I mentioned in the first half, there's no separation with 4 teams this year. I'm looking at Michigan, Arizona, Duke, Houston, Iowa State, Illinois, Florida, Purdue, Gonzaga. Like, there's a bunch of them that can get there this year.
In the Big 12, I'll tell you, had a good year. Donnie Dawkins. You see amazing Texas Tech.
Yeah.
They're beating Kansas. They're like 16-4.
The A&M of that conference. Nice pass down low. Condon over there to deny it.
And Condon was actually the second guy that rotated over, not the first.
Houck in the middle of 3. He bounces it over the rim.
He just gets better and better with every possession. He is really a terrific player. I can see why the NBA scouts haven't rated so high.
Well, Lee gets the foul down low. He extended a hand for Sherrill, who didn't take it from up.
Man, that Florida defense is so good. 10 defensive efficiency. And Condon is actually the second guy that rotates from the weak side to eat it up. And Thomas Houck, you can call him coaches do in this league. Hag, Hog, Huck. Thomas spelled H-A-U-G-H as a player.
You know, you mentioned Florida, great efficiency. Oh, what a block right there.
Chinyelu, and another one as Alamos getting burned inside. And it's a dangerous time in a game for the Tide, down 13.
There's the clinic again. There's the clinic.
He's put on a show defensively. Chinyelu to go with his already double figures in rebounds with 10.
He loves getting switched out on a point guard. And this cat is 6'10 and 255.
Again, a near perfect game being pitched by the Gators here. Watch out!
Wow. Explosive on the baseline. They're dominating now.
They got to be careful. They got to be
This team
careful.
is going to be a tough out come March Madness.
Lee!
Oh,
no,
Lee.
but Houck is there!
Mr. Houck! Mr. Houck! He's one of my new favorite players, Mr. Houck. No, Ralph Houck. I know you think of baseball. Spells it differently.
Boy, the lead had grown to 17.
He was one of my favorite players before we ever started this game. Now there's two of us in the building. Man, how active have those bigs been inside, screening for one another. Multiple guys Ravi have cut from that far corner and gotten that slice cut for an easy two along the baseline. Thomas Houck has a motor that is absolutely nonstop. Relentless is hard to beat, and that's why Florida is hard to beat right now.
Hey, can we see a back-to-back? A la Billy Donovan?
You could.
Billy Donovan back-to-back, maybe?
Here we go again.
Connecticut?
Lead.
There it is.
All the way.
It's the lead. It's the lead. Tim Kaine jumps out of his seat back in Jersey.
Nate Oates letting them play through this. It's 19. Another turnover. Wow. Houck wants the alley-oop. Flan was a little late, but he retained it and lost it.
Look at the pace. Are you kidding me? We are seeing some sensational plays.
Watch it. Watch out. It's a good thing Reitzel fouled him, otherwise there would not be a roof on the O-Dome if Condon threw that down. But listen to the crowd.
Watch the Gators right here. Here we go. Up this deal. Here we go. Layup and then watch the block shot coming up now. Here it goes, baby. Rejection City. Thou shalt not enter the lane.
Fellas, Florida's been credited with 4 blocks. It feels like they have 44.
Man, I'm so impressed, man, with that front court. Really. I know they're good. I mean, obviously, win the national championship.
I just think it's interesting that Todd Golden yesterday brought up the point to me that our offensive and defensive efficiency numbers are better right now on this day than they were a year ago. And these cats ran off and won the national title. So although they didn't look like it early, the guard play is starting to figure it out.
Yeah, but they lost to tough teams. I mean, those 3 losses early. Arizona, Duke, and Connecticut all were heartbreaking.
And you know what happened when they lost those games? They kind of lost their shine, and they went back to being the hardest playing dudes on the floor. That's why they're up right now 20.
Well, you mentioned offensive, defensive efficiency. They're top 5 in both.
Houck, bad pass that time. Good defense to get back. Jamison.
You know, last year Alabama was, 1 game away from going again to the Final Four. They were the first Final Four on Nate Oates in the school's history, and they were 1 game away. They played Duke. They averaged 90 points a game in their 3 NCAA wins. Against Duke, they had 65.
14 turnovers, Dickie V. Is Lee. He missed a bunny. 14 turnovers and points off turnovers is certainly one of the stories of this game. 18-0.
Florida with 1 turnover, as fast as they're playing, to play that fast and that clean. Ours says 1 turnover. I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was down here. Houck grabbed the rebound.
Yeah, that's right.
Took it away from him.
That's the thing I'm saying that really gets me is the fact I've seen a lot of basketball in my time. To be able to see a game this fast-paced and have 1 turnover is hard to believe.
Condon is buried down there. He bails out Lee. Look at Hanlockton with a rebound. Fires it off of a couple of Tides. It'll stay Gators.
Everything around the rim for Florida on both ends.
You know, Lee
is 2 hands.
Another shot. He's going to square his body. The Rowdy Reptiles, man. It's great. It was great meeting the Rowdy Reptiles today. Guys, you know how obsessed I am raising money for kids battling cancer, especially after battle 4 different cancers. No child should go through that. What are they doing to raise dollars? We got a beautiful Porsche. You guys would look good in that Porsche, man. And we're only selling 20 to 100 tickets. Only 20 to 100 tickets. I need Alabama fans, I need Florida fans right now to get a raffle chance. $100 a chance. Just go to v.org/Vital Raffle. v.org/Vital Raffle. $100 and you become eligible to win a beautiful new Porsche. Well, you look good in that crowd.
Condon would look good in it too. Even at that size, he looks amazing today. His best game as a Gator this year.
Again, they go to that naked corner action where there's no help defense. That 2-man game on the side, almost impossible to stop with the length and the speed that Condon rolls out of.
Where's Alabama's answer? Another block.
Front court doing it all, blocking shots, scoring, passing.
Alabama is 0 for 4 from 3 this half. Look at the size that Condon has on his defender. Fland.
I know Chinyelu is on the Defensive Player of the Year list. He should be at the top of the list. This guy does it all.
When it comes voting, you keep talking about it like that, and you get a lot of votes.
They don't need to vote. Give him the trophy now. 9 in white is the best defender in college ball.
0 for 5 in the second half. Chinyelu hurt the rim. And a massive collision. Hawkins Fland may have banged heads. 4 on 2 for a second for Alabama. Can they get points? Yes. Jamison in the corner.
What else in 3? And they need the SEC in 3's. Oh, layup time. You can't. What a layup. He didn't get back defensively.
No,
transition.
Fland found him, and he picked up his 6th assist of the game.
Where Alabama needs work. They're 58th in the country defensively. That won't get it done.
Another steal by Fland. He's got Hauck ahead.
There's just no answer for Alabama this afternoon in the O-Dome.
Guys, this is getting ugly. 62-39. It's getting ugly. It's a real right now an M&M mismatch.
Yeah.
And remember, they got 4 straight. They have won against Alabama. It looks like number 5 is going to probably be a reality.
Coach, Florida's defense, they've been hot all game. We talk about how teams can get on a hot streak offensively. They've been on a hot streak defensively. All 5 guys just choking off the water, creating havoc. It all starts with the head of the snake, Boogie Fland. The point of attack, Florida has won the line of scrimmage all game long.
And Fland himself, 6 steals in the game.
Let's make it very clear, guys. They're not doing it to a cupcake.
No.
They're doing it to a legitimate contender with their athleticism and shooting a 3 in Alabama.
Yeah, is there a run in them?
I mean, that's a quality basketball team, skill-wise and all.
No
but Florida's playing at an NBA level right now.
Well, when they shoot 18%, 2 of 11 from 3-point range, Alabama doesn't win many games.
Well, they're being defended on the 3. That's a credit also to Coach Golden and his staff.
Wow. Perfect pass, Clapshar to Handlockton.
Did you see how hard Clapshar came? I call it a NASCAR cut, turned it to his left, came down with force and found Handlockton on the backside.
Tell you what, he made those coaches his hard off on that sideline. And he's done an incredible job as the Alabama leader. Especially offensively, they've been dynamite.
Fland, 50 points in the paint for Florida.
And went right at Bediako. I mean, right at him.
Every session, they can't get a stop.
Too easy.
Too easy. Thank you, Paul. I like that. It's easy.
50 of the 66 points in the paint for Florida.
Well,
Holloway, he likes that little finger roll.
Well, that adds to, his offensive ability, with the ability to shoot the 3, the drive.
He's really developed that drive game last couple of years.
Over the line!
Man, Florida cuts hard, don't they? They play with force on this end.
Clapshar had one blocked, and a rare unproductive trip for the Gators here in the second half. Jamison's 3, too strong, and that's going to be on Clapshar, who had a hand on an Alabama player.
It's a great environment for basketball, too, the O-Dome. Fans are right close to the action. The spirit, the excitement. You know, you think about places like this, and certainly down to Duke and Kansas. Those places are electric, man, electric.
Auburn can certainly get that way. Camping out last night, right? What did it get down to? 22 degrees here. Felt like 12.
Yeah, I saw you out for a walk at 20
degrees. I can't believe it. Florida, are you kidding me?
Game day.
Florida, I moved here to get to some heat.
Watch it. Lee was right there, and we're going to get a call. There was a grab. And it was Isaiah Brown who grabbed Allen.
Man, every catch in this game for Alabama has been challenged by Florida. Side out of bounds, baseline out of bounds. Florida giving nothing in this game.
6 fouls for Florida here in the second half. So there may be a parade of Alabama free throws the rest of the way. Bediako spins. Chinyelu was right there, but it's a good two for Bediako.
One of the few times in this game, the length has won over the strength.
Lee in the paint, finger roll, Chinyelu, but it's going the other way. KB Burdett got right in there and took the ball from Chinyelu. We are going to break, Jimmy.
You know, if Alabama's going to get back in it, they got to get some stops and get some three-point shooting going. They're camping out the past 24 hours for this one. The Rowdy Reptiles weathering the cold. 22 degrees, but what they come to see, Clapshard, NASCAR cut, turning to his left, finding Hanlockton on the backside. Man, do these guys compete. I'm talking about the team in white on the offensive end.
In the risky business bringing hockey to Florida, but not with temperatures in the 40s. This worked out beautifully. The NHL Stadium Series is tonight. ESPN, the Bruins, and Lightning, two very successful teams this year in their own division. Raymond James Stadium in Tampa hosts it. We'll start at 6 with our coverage on The Point. It's like perfect hockey weather outdoors.
I just got a great message from John Cooper 2 days ago. I feel, I don't know much about hockey, but I feel without a doubt he's the best coach in all of the NHL for years. He's done an incredible job. He was a lawyer. His dad said, why are you giving up law for being a minor league hockey coach? Well, his dad should look at his paycheck now, baby. Oh.
Look at analytics offices. A lot of lawyers and engineers in those offices determining teams.
Look at this game. Florida, 58 of their 66 points have been from the two-point part of the floor or the free throw stripe. Man, is that power strong basketball.
And Condon wants more. Yeah. And he'll get it.
Why not? He goes to the baseline. They beat him to the spot. He comes back the other way over the left shoulder.
Yeah, he's got 21. There's a 3 right in front of Nate Oates' bench, who every time they score screams to play defense down the other side.
He works that sideline, and he pours his heart out. He bleeds Alabama's colors, man.
Yeah. That time Bediako got a paw up there to take it away from Chinyelu. And boy, is he relentless.
He has improved so much on his balance. Last year, he would have taken that shot off balance. Much more patient this year. A big point of emphasis with Chinyelu in the offseason.
12 rebounds for Chinyelu.
He hasn't had a good game offensively, but he keeps playing hard and hard. And he does so many other things, especially defensively.
Allen right by Clapshard. Good hands, Chinyelu. And then Brown deflects it away.
We talk about Chinyelu right here. They worked on his emotion staying under control and staying on balance. And he gets that first shot blocked, but once he snatches that ball, those 2 big paws, he gets both feet underneath his shoulders. Now it's all power, man, going up. Would have rushed it last year, has slowed his game down around chaos. Man, is he a handful.
Trying to become the first Gator to average double figures in rebounds in 50 years.
Who was it? You looked it up last time.
Bob Smith.
Oh, Bob Smith.
1975.
Yeah, Bob Smith.
Bob Smith.
Bob Reed. Yeah. Bob
rebounded. A hell of a tenacious rebounder, man.
He would go after it. The original Gator. Holloway, as the shot clock ran down from forever away. That's going to be a foul, and it looks like it's going to be on Allen.
Man, look at the minutes that Houck and Condon and
Carl, who does Alabama
play
have next? Who does Alabama play next?
Alabama's schedule it's not easy. Alabama has A&M next. That's where we'll learn about A&M. And
then they got Auburn.
Have to see a bounce back from Alabama unless they can turn it around in the next 10 minutes, which means getting a stop on the defensive end.
Well, there's no easy, man. Then they go to Auburn. We're going to be down there. Dave O'Brien, myself, Barry Alexander will be down there Saturday in Auburn.
Stephen Pearl's team got, as he said, punked last night.
Yeah, that's a Tennessee team that's starting to figure it out. Well, they went a long time without an identity, and they have one now.
And Nate Amen playing a lot better here lately. Chinyelu, too strong, no good. And a rebound by the Tide.
Alabama's still playing hard, man. They're down 20, but they're still playing hard.
Well, one of the few teams that can shoot their way back into a game. Holloway, ooh, he will have 2 more free throws to try to add to his team-high 17 points.
But Florida's making Alabama take a tough, too. I've been so impressed. Even when Florida guys, they get cross-matched in transition, which means they're not guarding their natural guy. No worries, man. They can get cross-matched and still anybody in this league.
Tell you one thing, if I was coaching right now, you talk to your team about segments. Right now, we want to have a segment. We want to get this to 10 with 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go to get it to 10 the way they make threes. Yeah. That's danger time.
Florida is shooting 48% for the game, 45 in the second half. We've talked about all the great college basketball action that's coming up. Our women's game next here on ABC, a spectacular showdown in the SEC. Oklahoma will take on number 4, Texas. How many guys or women were you on the phone with last night talking basketball, Jim?
Probably be between 13 and 20. Vic Schaefer from Texas is one of them. He's got a team that's capable in a one-game situation of beating UConn. Their problem right now, Texas, and keep an eye on it, they turn the ball over too much, which is kind of surprising. Booker Madison, Roy Harmon with a tight handle, but boy, it's a big-time game coming up and a big opportunity for Oklahoma.
I'll stay with Mr. Auriemma in Connecticut to win it all again. That guy is just unbelievable. Plus, he's a paisan. I got to stay with my guy, Gino.
Hey, I got so excited. It's Madison Booker, not Booker Madison. Booker Madison was on my team in the 7th grade, couldn't shoot a lick.
Finally got some coaching.
Clarkshire, a high arcing 3, will rattle around and down. For all the points they've got in the paint, Alabama can't keep trading baskets, and then a 3 finally gets launched and lands.
Yeah, that's to your point, Ravi. They can shoot their way back.
They can do it. I mean, they can really let the 3-ball fly.
Watch out. Numbers again, 3 on 2.
Wide
will
open.
try. Actually short.
Oh, he was hoping. He was too hoping. He hurried the shot. He hurried the shot.
Millette set a screen after the pass, but no good.
Here they go.
Watch out for Fland, who's having a phenomenal day. Slows it down. Sherrill was wide open down there. Houck got back, and it didn't matter. Sherrill put it in.
Alabama, they went 5 out, so it opened up that middle part of the floor, and Sherrill just dove right out of it. One of the few times Florida hasn't talked through the action well.
Lead at 16. Several more stops needed. We'll take a timeout here. Foul on the floor. Call that one on Amari Allen. 73-57 our score with 7:47 to go. The Tide have a run in them. We'll continue ESPN's presentation of college basketball at ABC after these messages and a word from our ABC station.
He was aware of what he was giving up by declaring to go to the draft. He stayed in past the date. That has always been, if you stay in and you sign a contract, you're done. So I think this is a slippery slope.
You're going to play them a week from Sunday. Is it a distraction?
We're going to beat him anyways.
Like that?
If he plays, we'll beat him anyways.
Well, they're certainly doing it today, 73-57. They have held Bediako in check, who's been saddled with 3 fouls, but for the day, 6.6 rebounds. He's been a presence on the defensive end, but his case will again be heard in front of a judge on the 6th of February with NCAA attorneys present, as well as his own, as he tries to remain eligible.
Well, I think Nate Olsen, he makes a good point. He has 2 reasons why he feels the kid should be eligible. Number 1, he talks about the players from certainly Europe and internationally get eligibility with no problem. And number 2, he talks about the dollars. This is not college basketball anymore. It's pro basketball, absolutely. And he feels, based on those 2 elements, he should be playing. However, Dan Gavin has a different answer from the NCAA office, who does a great job. Not tough on the NCAA over the years, but these guys really many times have their hands tied because of legal action, suits, etc. They are adamant and believe, along with the president, Charles Baker, that if you sign a pro contract, you are violating the rule book. You're ineligible. So they're going to battle that big time. Dan told me something else. He said, it's not apples to apples when you talk to the European player and the American player. The bottom line is they have never directly entered college, those players. So, it's going to be interesting, the battle that goes on. I don't think kids should be able to know once you sign a pro contract. I think the book says it clearly. You should be ineligible. Your feeling, Jimmy?
Well, we can argue what's right, what's fair to international American players. I said in the first half, until the NCAA gets some type of legal coverage, this is going to continue, player to player, case to case, judge to judge. The consensus with coaches that I've talked to have said if you leave college basketball with the understanding of the rules and the consequences, you live with the consequences of that decision. And I think that's what every coach in the country, for the most part, would say.
Well, you know what they should do right now? Sean Miller is hey, Kevin, you made a lot of money as a player, man. Mr. Durant, you made a lot of money. You don't need money. Apply. Try to be an NBA college player now. You got 3 years eligibility. Yeah, same thing with Todd Golden told
Dick,
me.
Let me just cut you off, because Charles, according to Nate, is still within his 5-year window, which is where the sort of lunacy of LeBron James coming back to play college basketball, or Durant, that goes away.
I'm only joking there, man.
But here he is with his 5-year window. He's 23. He's pursuing his degree here at Alabama. We've got a roster spot open. Who's Oates to say, and he's used this argument, who am I to say to our Alabama team, our community, and Charles, you can't do this when other people are pushing the envelope.
Nobody's going to turn down playing a 7-footer that's declared eligible.
And what changed over the course of the last few years is the money. This is where the financial option for players now exists that didn't exist, and why so many are coming back to swim in that pool if they can.
Bediako is not the only one, but Bediako got some horrible advice from his handlers as an agent saying, hey, you're going to be drafted. There's no way Charles Bediako should have entered the draft early. But again, it's life. You live with consequences in decisions. But we'll know more. The NCAA is still handcuffed in terms of what they can and cannot do.
Guys, he signed 3 times two-way contracts. 3 times. Number 1. Number 2, he also played 3 years in the G League. He also had an opportunity to make a great decision when he applied to be drafted, and he decided to be drafted. It says black and white in the guide. Why do they have a guide? Let's be real about it.
Let's revisit it on the 6th in court. 78-57 back here on this court in a game dominated by the Gators inside. Condon leading the way with 21. House got 21 as well. Each has made 9 field goals. And the inability of Alabama to consistently knock down threes has been a difference.
The difference right now also in this game for Florida is that low turnover. If they don't turn that dadgum ball over this next 5.5 minutes, they'll get out of here with a double-figure win.
To Jimmy's point, dadgum has happened twice. Twice in the game. That's 17 times for Alabama.
As fast as they played, putting 78 points on the board. What a clean offensive play. Wow, look at Clapshaw.
scoring in a variety of ways, man. They're like Baskin Robbins. You got a variety of tastes.
31 different flavors.
No, the flavors. They would do it with drives. They do it with jump shots. They do it with power inside. These Gators are really for real. They're going to win the SEC.
You know, you don't focus too much, Jimmy, on weight room and training and physical strength, but the way that Houck has changed, the way that Klafschar has changed year to year, they're a much bigger, stronger team than they were last year. Klafschar, a lot of experience on that Slovenia under 16, under 18, under 20 team. He is a heck of a guard coming in off the bench for Todd Golden.
Let's not forget, though, last year they had a magical man, Mr. Clayton.
Oh, yeah.
He was Mr. Clutch.
Holloway is off. The next steal for Fland will be a new school record. It will be his 9th. Boogie Fland has 8 steals in this game, and Jimmy, 13 points, 7 assists.
He's had a great game.
It's an all-around great game for Boogie Fland today. Well, he has embraced his role, known as a scoring guard in high school, but he has completely bought in as Todd Golden is saying, look, I need you to be the quarterback. You got great pieces around you. And that is exactly what he's done the last 2 weeks. Sherrell shuffled the feet a little bit, but he got away with it.
I love guys that play hard. He plays hard, plays with passion, just like the kid at Michigan State. I love. Did you ever see Jeremy Fears?
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah, he's special. Tough, hard-nosed. Behind the line.
There's that hard cut you like, Jimmy, and Klafschar lays it up. I love the cut. I love the dribble hold that these Florida guards have mastered. They get their defender on the backside and keep him there. What a performance by Florida on ABC Saturday in the SEC. Klafschar going to get the dribble handoff, and once he gets Reitzel on the backside, is going to keep him there with a little bit of a delay bounce. He can finish with his right paw, his left paw, everything chomp right now with 4:44 to go. There, Alabama's kryptonite. We talked at the top about the 4-game winning streak and the number of points Florida has scored in those games.
102.5.
They're on their way again.
102.5. Tell you one thing, I think of Alabama, I think of one name, Nick Saban, and what a job he has done on ESPN. His transition to working in TV, his personality, his knowledge is unreal. Come on, Nick, help him out in basketball. Get in there, talk to the players about defending, how important it is to defend. You can't just win them on offense.
100-point games that they have had behind guys like Clayton and London. 105 back in 2024 in March, and they got 83, trending towards another 100 game in which Alabama would be to get to 80.
Hey, it's not the NBA 48 minutes either. 40-minute games. It's unbelievable putting 105 into. That's incredible in college.
When you think of Alabama, you think of Nick Saban. When I think of Alabama basketball, one of the first names that pops in my mind, Robert Horry. Robert Horry in the house tonight for national radio. Big Rob, big shot Rob. Sherrell, boy, that's a mistake. Foul underneath. Is it going to be on Houck or Brown? Sherrell was deep down in the paint and had an easy layup, and they're risking giving him another point.
I want to give a little tip of the hat to all the SIDs in basketball. They work so hard, and they make our job a lot easier with all the information they provide us. I mean, I'd be honest with you, I've stolen a lot of information from a lot of the great SIDs, and they deserve a tap on the show. And then you mentioned radio announcers, the local beat guys, the radio guys for their teams. They have that pride and passion in what they do. There's so much more. And I want to say this as well. You know, I've lost a lot of my mobility, Carl. And I used to love the kids were yelling at me to come up in the stands before the game. When I was younger, I would be up there with those Rodney Riptiles out of the wall.
I remember it.
But my legs would allow me to do it now at 86. I'm just fortunate and blessed that I can even be here. But bottom line is, I just love the whole atmosphere about college. I don't like what happened, the chaos, the no stability, and all that's going on. I still love the spirit and feeling.
What have you said so many times? This is your medicine, right?
Yeah, it is. It really is, Jimmy.
Chinulu flushes two.
You remember that? I told my doctor, doing chemo and all. He's giving me medicine. I said, medicine, get me to get back in courtside. That's medicine.
They keep rattling threes in here, and they are not able to pick up any ground defensively. Florida has been inside the paint all afternoon.
Well, I guess the big question is, can they keep Florida from 100 tonight, this afternoon?
Klavshar one more time elevates, no good. Chinyelu. He will go to the free throw line. Ruben Chinyelu knocks down one free throw. He will have another double-double. The man keeps doing work. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball presented by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. 85 points, 64 of them have come inside the paint. Think Chinyelu and company are having fun on a Sunday here in Gainesville?
If you're coaching in Florida, the hardest guy to take off the floor is Thomas Houck, because everything that he does, man, he fights, he scraps, he's skilled, he's explosive, can knock down timely threes, get on the offensive glass. And this is the kid that transitioned from the 4 to the 3 this year. He spent a ton of time in the offseason out West Coast, working on that transition with, I call it Olin Sampson. They call him the guard whisperer.
Yeah.
Really working handling his skills, and man, is this guy off cover.
Today's Wooden Watch presented by Principal, and he is certainly on the list. And the numbers continue to support Houck, who is the centerpiece of this front line. This front line, which has been spearheaded by both Chinyelu, Condon to go with Houck, and Ruben now made the free throw, signal to the crowd, his 13th double-double of the season.
I'll tell you one thing, God's given him some positive minutes as well, is Urban Klavshar.
Yeah,
really is. Off the bench, he's given him some really quality minutes. Played 23 minutes today, goes 4 for 8. I mean, really has done a solid job.
It's interesting, Jimmy, isn't it, that Chinyelu now has got another double-double, and I think the thing we'll remember most was his defense.
I hope we can show that one more time, because that was a clinic.
They love their defense, but one gets you that headline.
Yes.
One gets you that really great time on campus, big man on campus, scoring points.
Just one time, Coach, I'd like to walk across campus with a body like that. Just one time in my life.
Touchdown pass to Condon. It's caught, and we're going to get a foul on Reitzel. One more time, Chinyelu. And as he's going through this, you can see his excitement rises every second.
There will be coaches across the country clip this off and show it to their guys tomorrow.
Look at his footwork.
You cannot guard the ball any better. He switched off that point guard.
Fantastic job. Look at him bust his gut. He gets my vote too, Jimmy. He gets my vote. Defensive player of the year.
That is a clinic, like I said.
Wow.
I'm telling you, coaches will clip that off and say, hey, this is how you guard the ball. This is how you fight. This is what defense means. That was as good as you're going to see.
And by the way, no excuses. That dude's 6'10", 265. No excuses.
None.
He can do it.
Footwork was unbelievable there.
He could chin you and me.
Yeah, he could chin you and me, yeah. I got what you did there.
One of my favorite guys, Chinyelu. Where's number 9? Because his favorite Bible verse is, I think, James 9. Terrific kid.
Kahn's got 3.
Look at that spin move.
Bediako was there to challenge him.
He did everything right except score.
That's the Condon Florida has to have the next 6 weeks if they're going to make a deep run.
Good defense. Houck got his hand right up in the face of the shooter that time.
I think the message loud and clear by the Gators today to all the teams in the SEC. You guys can talk all you want. We are the best. We are the best. That's just simply their message.
Bucky Ball, if you're listening.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Bucky Ball, you got one loss. The league's looking at you.
Here it is, Texas A&M. That is Saturday on the SEC Network. Georgia, Mike White's team is off to such a great start, listing Kentucky with a huge win last night. South Carolina and Ole Miss. Ole Miss, a heartbreaking loss yesterday, February 21st on ESPN or ESPN2.
That guy can coach that at Ole Miss. Doesn't have the kind of personnel right now that can be with some of these guys, but he can flat out
Chris
coach.
Beard, yeah.
It's interesting this league doesn't have the heavyweights that maybe the Big 12 or the Big 10 has right now, but on KenPom, which I trust that analytically, they have the SEC ranked as the #1 league in college basketball overall.
Tell you one thing, the ACC has improved drastically. Had 4 teams last year in the tournament. They'll get 8 teams this year, and the top 2 are unbelievable when you talk Duke and Carolina.
Yeah, good call. Owen Short came in. Reitzel face raked Urban Klavshar, who's down on the ground. Take another look at it and watch number 3, Latrell Reitzel.
Yeah, Klavshar is one tough kid, though, man. He's got great leg strength. I mean, he took a hard shot. They're going to go to the monitor to look at this. And Reitzel right there with his shove. Oh, then he comes up and gets contact above that neck area. That certainly will be looked at.
The call on the floor is a player control foul against 3 from Alabama. That play is under further review
brought
for
that
a
left
potential flagrant foul.
hand up, which Klavshar to the wood.
You know, Jimmy, you and I were talking, and you certainly have a passion for the game like I do. And I really believe, and I don't know if you agree or disagree, I think the first pick of the NBA draft was probably going to be, was decided watching that kid yesterday, Peterson. I think I love the man, so I'll be right there, probably 2. Or could be 1 as well, because he defends. But I think voting, if I were voting for the player of the year, my choice would be Cameron Boozer.
I'm with you.
Because of all the big moments and big games where they needed points, needed rebounds, he has delivered regularly. And he's going to be a better NBA player than some people think. He'll be as good as his dad was, maybe even better. But I'll tell you this, he'll be a top 5 pick for sure. But I think as player of the year, I clearly have him as my choice.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would take Cameron Boozer probably 3rd or 4th in the next NBA draft with Peterson and Devonta 1 and 2. I love Caleb Wilson as well. Yeah,
Caleb Wilson, very good.
To your point about Cameron Boozer, he does everything for that club every night. Whatever you need, John Shire, I'll do. I would say this about Duke. Let me talk to Owen Short first.
Big upgrade to a flagrant 1 foul. Alabama number 3. Number 7 will shoot 2 for Florida. That play's being upgraded.
Yeah, so they're going to upgrade the foul. I feel bad. It's like I'm eavesdropping on the conversation between Jimmy and Owen Short. I felt like I was eavesdropping on that conversation, Jimmy. I heard a lot of it, and I kind of relayed some of it, but you can finish it.
Well, it upgraded to a flagrant 1 on Reitzel. He's responsible for that left arm that got up into that area of Klavshar. Klavshar now will shoot the 2 free throws.
Klavshar's having a nice little game here.
Call on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul on 3 from Alabama. 7 from Florida will shoot 2. It will be Florida ball on the baseline going 4 feet with 30 on the shot clock. Team, a personal foul.
Just frustration. You know, you come in here with a team that really... And there's been no contest thus far all day. There's been no contest.
It's been 18-21 the entire second half. You know, Jimmy, you mentioned the number about a team and their ability to win a national championship shooting X amount of threes a game. This is the type of nightmare game that Alabama and their fans will worry about once you get into the tournament. You have a game in which your three-point shooting disappears and you end up losing because against a team like Florida or Michigan, you know, or maybe Gonzaga, if they're all healthy. You can't compete inside. No.
What happened to them last year against Duke? They lost by 20 after blowing out teams scoring 90 points a game. They rely on that, but that's their style and that's their play. Ain't going to change.
Condon, alley-oop, Chinyelu down low. And he'll have a chance to add to this total. Nobody's having more fun than Ruben Chinyelu.
It's just been grown men against boys around the restricted arc. Is the only way to describe it. The grown men are wearing white.
You know what I love? They really enjoy playing with each other.
Oh, yeah.
They really do. They share the ball. They screen for each other. They help each other. I mean, those kids are so unselfish.
Bediako just fouled out. Listen to the crowd. Little validation for Todd Holden, who, as we have played that sound a few times, we will beat them anyway. They're going to end up beating them badly in a game in which Bediako found the bench with 2 minutes to go. These are 5 fouls.
Will he go 100 again? Like 3 out of 4 wins in the war in a row that he's beaten Alabama.
They're not going to stop trying to score.
Look at him offside. Look at him. I mean, they're up by 20-some points, and he's hustling like it's a one-point game.
Well, Alabama's shooting and missing, which may help them get to 100. Boy, Klavshar, like a shortstop, just picked up a short hop. There's Condon. He will do it again.
Left hand, right hand. Bradshaw with the pass. Oh, baby. Run, baby, run.
7-0 points in the paint for Florida in this game.
Jeez, unbelievable.
Unheard of. I got to think that statement that Todd Golden made 10 days ago, it fed fire and it fed confidence to his guys. If our coach is going to step out and say that, Coach, we got your back. And, man, what a message sent by Florida today to Alabama and the SEC.
This has become a pretty good rivalry, and this was part of Ruben Chinyulu enjoying his time here on the floor, and they're going to take all 5 starters out. And Chinyulu doesn't want to leave. Hard to blame him.
I've been talking trash on the bench, Alabama. You don't need that, just play. I will say this.
Part of the 5 coming in will include 7'9" Olivier Ryu. How tall?
He got a basket the other day. He got a game and got a basket.
7'9". Man, it was all Gators in this one. Just a beat down.
Wire to wire. Wire to wire.
Wire to wire.
Now, I don't know that they're the best team in the country, but I'm not sure there's a team that feels better about themselves than Florida.
Good point.
You know, I was going to make this point. They lost early to Arizona, Duke, and Connecticut. This team we're watching today, watching them play, if they play at that level, no one's going to beat them. If they play at this level. Now, can they continue playing at this level?
I got my eyes on Ollie, 7'9", in that Florida uniform.
You can't not have your eyes on Ollie.
There it is. He told me yesterday that he has a bicycle that costs about $3,500. It's like an extra large bicycle. He said the tires would come up to my shoulders. When we come back in 2 weeks, I'm getting on that bike.
You're going to get on it?
Yeah.
I strongly encourage anybody to read Myron Metcalf's story on Olivier Ryu.
Yeah.
It's out there on ESPN.com.
He is a sweet, sweet kid right now. I mean, his goal, talking about Ryu, is to be a player, be a guy that Todd Golden can throw out there in the next couple of years.
To 24. Hey, 0. Pull your pants up.
Dick, 102 they've averaged their last 4. They're sitting on 98 with 48 to go.
Unbelievable. I would have never thought that today. I really did, because I thought that Alabama was coming in with so much pride and really dig in defensively. Got Bediako, a guy that's supposed to be the defensive answer to help them.
Well, they're 1-2 with Bediako on the floor. Yeah. Alabama is.
Boy, they would love to see Olivier Ryu get him 99.
Here.
Wants to do it too.
Oh,
no. Yes.
So great to see that spirit, enthusiasm, energy, passion. Love it, crowd, love it.
Did you realize that when that shot was missed, there was no one in the building that could get that rebound other than that guy? Nobody.
He's now 2 for 3 from the field on the year. He needs more touches.
Serenaded by chance of Ali as they hit triple digits.
Wow. What a show today by the Gators.
Todd Golden is saying, we're good. We'll settle at 100.
Yep. Todd Golden said they backed it up.
Great job being with the crowd.
You too, Dickie. Always great to be with you. And what a statement by the Florida Gators. And they are all out there celebrating with Ollie. Ruben Chinyulu, one of the stars. 14 points, 17 rebounds. Boogie Fland was outstanding in this game for the Gators. He did everything they needed. A total thumping. For the Hall of Famer, Dick Vitale. Looking forward to doing it again. Jimmy Dykes, I'm Carl Ravitch. It is time now to send it to Christine Williamson as we get set for women's basketball.